Insidify.
Hello, my name is Victor Adebayo. I'm the Group HR Director for the Chanrai Summit Group, representative in Africa. We run companies like the Feist Mercantile Company, Elixir Global Manufacturing Food Company, and a couple of others. I've started my career with DTO Systems Limited. I've had some stints with companies like Zenith Bank, with FBN Capital, with Procter & Gamble, with General Electric, where I was talent manager for Sub-Saharan Africa. Now, talking about unemployment issues in Nigeria and also in Africa, I think I can identify two basic issues. The first thing is finding the right skilled talent for the available vacancies. And number two, those of us on the hiring end also struggle with ensuring that we can pick through the millions of applicants we find every time. And so I'll say two things. Companies like Insidify.com can really come to help by bridging the gap between finding those talents and then the companies that meet them. But the second thing is this: how good is your resume? It is your marketing material, it's your marketing tool. And I've seen people who just submit their biodata and they call it a resume. I don't think that's a resume. Your resume should showcase your professional experience, should showcase your internship experience. And let me just deviate a little and talk about internship experiences. In other parts of the world, you see people talk about the fact that I've had 20, 25 years experience. It doesn't mean 20, 25 years post-graduation. Many of them talk about some of the internships they've had while they were still in the secondary school. And for us, we have a cultural educational system that allows us to be able to experience this internship without necessarily going through a formal, structured internship. E.g., many of us, when we vacate from schools, work in our parents' shops. But we are not conscious of the fact that we can gather enough experience that can help us to be able to seamlessly transition into the workplace. I'll give you a classic example. So, your mom sells loaves of bread in the shop in front of the house. And there you are, you have just come back from school after your first year in school, your 100 levels. So when you are at home, what are you doing in her shop? Are you helping her to understand the number of loaves of bread she sells per day? Are you helping her understand the lead time with respect to when she places an order for the bread to be delivered, how quickly she gets it? If it takes, e.g., she places an order, she gets it in 48 hours. And so, if she sells 2 loaves of bread per day and she has 10 loaves, that tells you that in 5 days she's going to exhaust the quantity of bread she has if she has 10 loaves. And that simply means the what? You place another order on the 3rd day so that by the time that order comes, you have just sold the last loaf of bread. But that's inventory management. That's logistics management. That's supply chain experience. But very many people don't, really pay attention to some of these things. Now, because the shop is in front of your father's house, your mom generally believes, oh, I bought the bread at 8 naira a piece, I sell it at 10 naira, I've made 2 naira profit. No. She needs to factor in the opportunity cost of that shop. She needs to factor in the cost of electricity and other basic supplies to that shop for her to be able to arrive at her interest. And for you as a fresh guy, what are you supposed to do? You've probably studied accounting or business admin in the university. Help her understand all of these facts. And on your resume, of course, the date and the timing is there. It's an internship job, which, whatever the name of your mom's shop is, if she's Mama Buki, just call it Mom Buski's Confectionaries. She sells bread. And what is your role? You were the admin manager. You were the finance manager. What are your responsibilities? Inventory and supply chain management. And you can explain these when you go for any interview. So stop saying, I don't have any work experience. You do. You have just not been able to reiterate it and package in such a way that you can convince your potential employers. Because what we do these days in recruitment is the best way we can predict future performance is looking at past performances. And so if you can successfully leverage all those skills while you're working in your mom's shop, you can do the same on my business. And that's why I'm going to hire you. And one other thing I need to let you know is this: the fact that you graduated with a first class does not guarantee you a job. I mean, that there are no jobs in Nigeria. It's not like you came in yesterday. We've been saying that since the 80s. And so what do you do to make yourself different too? So while you are in school, what are you doing? Some of the social activities on campus actually brings out the skills we are looking for in our potential hires, e.g. leadership skills, organization skills, communication skills, which is very, very paramount. And communication is not just talking about speaking or writing English. It's about presenting information in the best way that the user can appreciate it. So if you're talking to a chief financial officer, you should be presenting your information in form of a spreadsheet. He's at home with spreadsheet. If it's to an HR guy like me, you want to present it in the form of a PowerPoint with beautiful colorations and then flowcharts. If you want to present something to an engineer, you should have your what? Your flowchart too, showing the various processes. That way, he appreciates what you're giving him a lot better. So invest your time in developing those basic competencies, like your basic Microsoft Office suite. These are skills we are actually looking out for, coupled with some of the internship experiences that you've had in the past. They are, steps for you to be able to get the job that you are actually looking out for. And please, network, network, network. Don't waste all of your time taking selfies, pardon me, but spend quality time researching about various organizations in the country. And then you can actually send proposals with remember I said your resume should be more than a bio data. It should reiterate the fact that, I was the president of the Jets Club when I was in secondary school. These were the achievements I did achieve or accomplish when I was in secondary school. In the university, I was a member of XYZ organization. I was in this portfolio, and these were the various things I was able to achieve. That way, during the interviews, the person can speak to you on some of the things you've done in the past, and you have a very beautiful interview session. Because all we want to do is bring out the best in you and convince ourselves that you are the right man for the job. And that's basically it all. Thank you very much.